I, Mr. Harimangarwa, Assistant Professor in Economics, associated with BYK Sinnar College of Commerce, Nashik, coming before you with the topic consumer surplus. The concept of consumer surplus has important place in theory of consumer behavior. This concept is first introduced by the Dupit in 1844 and later developed by Alfred Marshall in 1879. In his book Pure Theories of Domestic Values under the title Consumer Rent. The concept of consumer surplus is introduced to indicate the consumer's gain from the goods purchased from the market. While purchasing, consumer may derive satisfaction more than the dissatisfaction he experienced in parting with the money for paying its price. This excess satisfaction is called consumer surplus. In this situation, he pays up to its marginal utility compared with the marginal utility of money which he has to pay. It can also be measured as the difference between the maximum price the consumer is willing to pay for a commodity and the actual market price charged for it. We can see the definition of this concept. It states that consumer surplus is the difference between the total amount of money the consumer would be willing to pay for a commodity and the amount he actually had to pay for it. This concept is based on the law of diminishing marginal utility. From this concept, we can create a formula. Consumer surplus is equal to a consumer willing to pay price minus actual paid price. This concept is based on some assumptions. First is Marshall assumed that measurement of utility to measure the gain from the purchase of commodity is possible cardinally. It means we can measure utility of commodity in numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever is. The concept is based on law of diminishing marginal utility. It means the marginal utility of commodity will decline with increase in the stock of commodity. Then third is marginal utility of money remains constant during the application of this concept. The commodity in the question has no substitute in the market is another assumption of this theory. And lastly, he assumes that each commodity is an independent commodity. The concept of consumer surplus can be best explained with the help of hypothetical example. The consumer in our example purchased banana from the market. The price of banana in the market is 50 paisa each. The number of quantity and marginal utility derived from it is shown in the demand schedule. If a consumer purchases first quantity of banana he will get marginal utility from first quantity equal to 2 rupees, and actual price in the market is 50 paisa. It means he will get surplus 1 rupees 50 paisa from the first quantity. If you buy second quantity of banana, he will get marginal utility 1 rupees 80 paisa, and actual price of commodity is 50 paisa, and surplus he will earn from second quantity is 1 rupees 30 paisa. If he will buy third quantity, he will get marginal utility 1 rupees 50 paisa, actual price is 50 paisa, he will get surplus 1 rupees. From fourth quantity, he will get marginal utility 1 rupees 10 paisa, actual price is 50 paisa, and consumer surplus he will derive from fourth quantity is equal to 60 paisa. From fifth quantity, he will get marginal utility 50 paisa, and price of commodity is also 50 paise. Then consumer surplus is 0 on the purchasing of fifth quantity. It means the total utility derived from 5 quantities is 6 rupees 90 paisa, and price paid for that 5 quantities is 2 rupees 50 paisa. If we subtract price paid for the purchase of commodity from the marginal utility derived from all the quantities, we will get consumer surplus equal to 4 rupees 40 paisa. This schedule has been shown in the diagram, in which horizontal axis shows price of banana and vertical axis shows marginal utility. When a person buy first quantity of banana, he will get 2 rupees of utility. When price of banana is 50 paisa, if a consumer buys second quantity of banana, he will get 1 rupees 80 paisa marginal utility from second quantity. If he will buy third quantity of banana, the marginal utility from this quantity is 1 rupees 50 paisa, and from fourth quantity the marginal utility is 1 rupees 10 paisa, and from fifth quantity marginal utility is equal to price of the commodity. But this theory is not exception to the criticizers. Various economists have criticized this marginal consumer surplus theory. First is, this theory is based on some realistic assumptions, like cardinal measurement of utility, because it is proved that measurement of utility derived from any commodity cannot be measured cardinally. Second is, marginal utility of money does not constant, because marginal utility of money, it may be decline. This concept is not applicable to the substitute goods. Only independent goods can be taken as an example in this theory. This theory is meaningless in case of necessaries because necessaries has constant utility, marginal utility. This theory does not exist in reality because we cannot measure utility of commodity cardinally, as well as it is not found that in some goods utility derived from the extra unit of commodity is increasing in some goods. There is no empirical test found about the consumer surplus theory in real world. However, this theory has some practical importance in the economy. It is not just a theoretical concept. It can be used as a guide in many fronts. It helps in understanding the paradox of value. It is useful in understanding the distinction between value in use and value in exchange. The commodities like necessaries have more value in use and less value in exchange, and hence the consumer surplus is more. In the case of luxurious like diamond, the value in use is less as compared to their value in exchange, and hence their consumer surplus is less. This concept is helpful to a monopoly firm in determining the price policy of a monopoly firm. He can fix a high price if the consumer surplus is high, and if consumer surplus is low, the price will be kept low. This concept is useful in taxation policy. Government can levy high in indirect taxes on those commodities where consumer surplus is high. It is helpful in measuring the gains from international trade. We can measure it in terms consumer surplus obtained from the imported goods. For more details, we can visit link given in this slide, as well as can read books, Principles of Microeconomics, published by Asian Publication, and book Modern Economics, published by Macmillan Press. Thank you.